Peace. What it is your brother Tavon Sueno, aka the Orthodox Moor, aka the Seven Pillar Saracen, aka Brother Moore. Hoping y'all are having a wonderful day. Peace and blessings to you all. Real quick, I wanted to bring to you my Gedmatch results using my 23&ME raw data and running it through the Mdlp project. I'm going to be running it through multiple other projects, but I just want to do one video just isolating the Mdlp project right quick. And I'm going to run it through three different individual programs within that project. The Mdlp World, the Mdlp 22, and the Mdlp K23B. So without further ado, trying to make this a short and sweet video for the family, I'm going to enlarge my screen and get this popping. So again, these are my Mdlp project results. So this is the data map breakdown that they give you in the spreadsheet or whatnot, etc. So if y'all are interested in my numbers on that, y'all can definitely pause the video up and check everything out on the left, where you can see the Caucasus, the Middle East, the Indian, the South and West European, the Melanesian, the Sub-Saharan, etc. Yeah, I can totally figure that out. I really like how Gedmatch breaks this stuff down and gives you the little percentages and whatnot. It's super interesting. And whenever you do put your stuff through a project, I suggest you go into the spreadsheet, which is right here. And I suggest you go into the spreadsheet and really go through who is in that project, so you can understand why you're coming up with certain things and who's not in that project and why you're not coming up with certain things. But going forward, these are my Oracle results and my single population sharing. Again, these are my 23&ME raw data results. So getting right into it, it says I'm LUMBEE at a distance of 31.56. And the lower the number, the closer you are to the population. Again, I'm LUMBEE at 31.56. Moroccan at 37.28. Mozambique, which is a type of Berber, at 41.47. Puerto Rican at 42.86. Ethiopian at 44.55 or 65, excuse me. LEMBA at 44.81. Yemen at 46.46. Ethiopia at 47.16. Or excuse me, Ethiopian Jew at 47.16. Ethiopian Jew at 47.09. Costanoan at 48.13. Bantu at 48.5. Egyptian at 49.2. Miwok at 49.47, which is a type of Native American. Jordanian at 50.22. Mexican at 50.25. Ashkenazim at 52.06. Tatar Crimean at 52.31. Serrano, which is again another type of Native American, 53.03. Jew Algeria at 53.33. And Ashkenazim V at 53.53. So yeah, family. I didn't think about it, but I should have put it my double population results, etc. My two population results, but yeah, I thought this was sufficient. I thought what was extremely interesting is my first technically sub-Saharan African connection is the LEMBA at 44.81. A lot of people have lower numbers when it comes to the LEMBA, etc. And other West African tribes. However, so my father's West African, my mother's North African, and Native American, etc. And so being mixed, my numbers are a little bit different. However, what you'll notice is when you start getting into the stuff like the Yemens and the Ethiopians and the Ethiopian Jews and the Jordanians and etc. whatnot, you'll notice that my numbers are a lot lower than people than other people who are putting out their gen matches or whatnot. So that's indicative of the fact that I'm probably picking up some Ethiopian Jewish DNA on both sides of the family. So I find it to be extremely interesting. when I was looking into this, I actually found out some interesting. I don't want to make this video too long, so I'll save that point for later. What I'll say is that to point to it is that I was able to use Gedmatch to find out very interesting migration patterns in my own family. But moving forward into, and again, this is the MDLP World project. Now I'll be moving into the MDLP 22 joint right quick. The World 22. So again, if you want to check out my breakdown, feel free to pause it up, and you can see the breakdown on the left of all the percentages, etc. But in the interest of time, I'm going to move forward. And so this is my Oracle result within the MDLP World 22 project. So again, I have LUMBEE at 37.01, Moroccan at 37.72, Ethiopian at 40.52, Biaka Pygmies at 41.5, Mozambique at 42.62, Jew Ethiopia at 43.26, Jew Ethiopia at 43.99, Puerto Rican at 44.02, Yemen at 44.57, Egyptian at 48.13, LEMBA at 48.84, Miwok at 50.22, Mexican at 51.34, Costa Noan at 51.57, Jordanian at 51.68, Bantu at 51.73. I don't know what the ST7 is. I gotta look that one up. That's 53.94. Ashkenazim at 54.4. Serrano at 54.42, and Jew Morocco at 54.99. Yeah, and what's interesting about these breakdowns here is like, so when you compare this to a lot of other people who are putting their Gedmatches out there, a lot of people are looking into the two population results in order to be able to find connections to certain people or whatnot. What was standing out to me is that I'm getting strong numbers and strong hits on stuff like the Jew Ethiopia and the Jew Morocco, etc., and the LEMBA whatnot. At lower, like in my single population sharing, and at lower numbers than what a lot of other people are coming up with them as. So again, that's indicative of connection on potentially both sides of the family. And I'll slightly touch on it here when you looked at like my grandfather's DNA on my mother's side, for instance. When I see the connection with the Jew Ethiopia, the Jordanian, the Ashkenazi, and the Jew Morocco, etc. That's very consistent with my grandfather's DNA. However, I've looked at my on my father's side. I have some cousins who have the same maternal DNA as my father, and they're coming up with Moroccan Jew and Ethiopian Jew, etc., whatnot. So it's real interesting, fam. It's super interesting getting into this. But going forward. This is my Mdlp K23B results. And again, if you want to check out the numbers on the left, feel free to pause everything up and go and have added Haas. You know what I'm saying? But in the interest of time, these are my Oracle results. So my first hit is Puerto Rican at 27.31, Afro-American at 32.89, LEMBA at 34.32, African-American Denver at 35.07, Kikuyu at 36.71. And that one I found to be real interesting when it first came. I was like, oh yeah, Kikuyu. I looked that one up, and it was over in Kenya and whatnot. And that was making a lot of sense to me, because if you see my other DNA videos and my other DNA results, I get real solid hit over in the Kenyan area, etc. But moving forward, Hema at 36.79, Finn at 37.01, Soto Tswana at 37.08, Bantu Kenya at 37.4, the Luo at 37.41, Finn East at 37.43, Finnish East at 37.5, Finnish Finn at 37.52, Finn West at 37.74, the Josa at the 37.79. I think that's correct. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that one. At 37.79, Allure at 37.84, the Luya Kenya, again, I was really interested to see the Can You Pop Out. I was like, okay, because that part is, and I'll get into this in further videos. But me and my brothers have a real vast. We have big diversity amongst us in terms of our haplogroups and whatnot. All of us having African DNA, etc. And we're finding an interesting cross section of our DNA matching up in like Kenya, Ethiopia. Real interesting work. Going forward, also have Bantu, South Africa at 38.72, and Tswana at 38.84. So yeah, that is my MDLP projects and their results. I hope that was entertaining for you, fam. Hope y'all learned something. I hope y'all check out your own Gedmatches and see how they match up. But yeah, let me know what you think below of what you saw in my matches. Let me know how it matches up with your stuff. And with that, family, I appreciate your time with me, and I say peace and love.
I like the way this feel, yeah. Let my soul cry, yeah, yeah, yeah. Minister, we gonna speak from the heart on this one. I'm performing lyrical funerals, no obituary. I killed your boy and brought him back to life, pet cemetery. My anointing not based on attendance at a seminary. Scarlet witches, they attracted to the visionary. Everywhere I go, I bring the word with me, missionary. Soldier drafted in the war machine, military. Pay attention, what I'm saying to you, legendary. You got the demeanor of a front desk secretary. That mean you take the calls, but you don't make the calls. That's why you hate, cause ain't nothing fake about me at all. Now I dare you try to say that with a straight face. My delivery in tip-top great shape. I'm too advanced for you, light years, space age. No evolution for you cavemen, stone age. I'm a thoroughbred, rock solid. I came from the bottom to the top, rock climbing. I grew up in the hood, pros and cons. That's that full court pressure when the ambulance roll out the stretch. Why can't you see it's not logical? And you live diabolical. Boy, your point of view smaller than the hair follicle molecule. This for all of them that follow you, smoking all of them barbecue. When I pull up, your voice don't correct itself with no auto-tune. I got a whole nother level that I can enter whenever I gotta deal with the devil. I pick a whole nother method. I hear a whole lot of yapping. They wanna see my reaction. I'm really out here in the community making it happen. I don't really think they understand the dilemma. They ain't looking at the man in the mirror. Can't say it any clearer. The plan is very simple. It's time to start playing in the temple. Before somebody come and put the can on your temple. Reaching like a baby with his hand for the nipple. The Grand Reaper coming with his hand on the circle. In the van coming with a ram with the van coming get him. I am so glad that I changed up. Made it out of where I came from. Watch for the slide in the hook of the slow ball, fast ball, and that change up. That ghetto lifestyle, it changed us. Go back to visit, it ain't changed much. Only difference is now the way that my brain process information. And Satan, but after my license, day one, let me say something. Only reason that I'm still alive today because God's grace is amazing. Just another raisin in the sun. Dream deferred when things occurred. Now you getting served right on the curb like a lemonade stand. I just gave you the benediction, let the whole church say amen.